Hi everyone, this is a short video just to go through the process of making a PDF file, and also we'll also cover how you create a plot style again, because there might be a need for that information as well. Just to reiterate, there's two things I'm looking for the project, and when you're finished with your floor plan, I'm looking for the AutoCAD file, which is this drawing file you can see here. Mine's not complete, but it's an example. So that file should be submitted in a Dropbox on SAM. And initially I did ask for a printed copy of your floor plan too. The printed copy would be on a title block and be finished and all that stuff. Obviously that can't happen anymore because we can't print traditionally, but we still can print to a PDF file. So in addition to the AutoCAD file here, I'll also want a PDF copy of your drawing. And the reason why I still want to see a PDF version of your drawing is that in that version I can still see line weights. Because it's the created drawing file after the print process. So it's still important to see that information. Anyway, so very quickly going through a few things just to kind of get the ball rolling. Printing process here. Double click. Find your floor plan somehow by zooming back and forth. Your dimensions and information won't show up until you assign a scale using the bottom. 1/4 inch is our scale for our floor plans, and then magically the dimensions show up. Double click somewhere outside of the viewport to turn off that viewport window so it's not active anymore. That way you can't throw the scale off. Do remember to change the information on your sheet. Project name can simply be residential project. Sheet name usually would be the name of the drawing itself. In this case, it's a floor plan. Drawn by is you. Check by you can leave blank. Scale, you can leave it a 1/4 inch or can say as noted or something else. 1/4 inch is fine in this case. Date, not all that important for us, but feel free to fill it in. Alright, so beyond that stuff, what are we actually doing? Well, printing process. Print button. Ignoring that. And I will choose DWG to PDF. So rather than choosing the plotter, I'm choosing a PDF creation tool. And the reason why I'm choosing that is because it still has our sheet sizes at 24 by 36. And if you're fortunate enough that when you choose the plotter anyway, the PDF creator, the sheet size should match for you. What to plot is still layout. Scale is still 1:1 because we're still printing this as if we're printing the sheet, meaning that we're printing the sheet of paper, the white backdrop, at its full size. 1:1, right? That's what 1:1 means. It means full size. Because we apply our scale within the viewport, not on the sheet with this tool. So all that stuff looks great. I do a preview, and of course, it's still in color. The sheet looks okay otherwise, aside from the margins being a little bit different here and there, but that's okay for now. But everything's still in color, which means the PDF itself would actually be in color, and we don't want that. So what we do want to do is create a plot style. And we did this process already before, but in case you need to see it again, here's the quick rundown. Using the drop-down, I will go to New. There are a few generic ones here too, but make a new one because you want to account for your colors. Start from scratch and call it whatever you'd like. This is probably on your own home computer, so whatever you want to use is absolutely fine. I'll call mine, let's say, floor plan. And I'll say finish. Using the little edit button beside floor plan gives me a list of all the colors in the software. And if you think back to doing our fireplace projects, then we talked about line weights a little bit. I'm going to kind of do this the fast way because this is a recap more than anything. And I'm going to click on the very first color. I'm going to hold the shift button on the keyboard, scroll to the bottom, and choose the very last color, and then release the shift button. That way, when I make changes, it's really changing everything at once. And why I'm doing this is that now when I change the color here, so any color on the screen, noted in this section, will now print as a black line, whether it's PDF or drawing or on paper or otherwise. So all these colors, every single color on the screen will print as a black line. That's great. Secondly, I'm going to choose a line weight of decimal 2, which to me I've always called it a medium line weight. And click Save and Close, and Preview. So that's great. Every line is exactly the same. I zoom in, you can see the line weight of the furniture. which you shouldn't have in your drawing, by the way. The walls look the same, the dimensions look the same, because they are all the same line weight. That's not really what we're going for with our actual drawing, though. So beyond that stuff, the real work for you guys is to figure out what colors you used for, let's say, your walls and for your dimensions, and then we'll just change those two basic colors. So I'm going to actually hit cancel here for now and backtrack. I click on the wall, layer name says A-wall. I click on the little colored square here, and it tells me that my walls are color 130. Wonderful. Make note of that. Dimensions are yellow. It's probably color number 2, which is yellow. 1, 2. There it is. Great. So those two colors for me are actually going to be a little bit different. I'm going to backtrack to here. Go to my print dialog. Ignore that prompt again. And back to my plot style. So color 130 are my walls. And I will go to 130, which is here somewhere. There we go. I will change its line style for my walls to be, let's say, decimal 45 or decimal 5. I'll go decimal 5 because it's more dramatic and it's easier to see in my screen when we actually do a preview. The dimension color being decimal 2, let's say decimal 18. Sure. So I've only really changed two things. Most lines are medium line weight. I made the dimensions a little bit lighter. Let's go 1.15 actually. Save and close. And notice that it didn't keep the settings from last time, like I chose a PDF creator, all that stuff. If I go and use previous plot, it should find the settings from your previous plot if you have by chance printed. Anyway, I'll click apply so it saves these settings to this drawing. I've got a PDF creator, drawing to PDF. This still matters. Sheet size is set, scale is set. One last preview. Looks good. I zoom in, and you can definitely tell there's a difference now between the line weight of the walls and that of the dimensions, right? So it still applies line weight even though it's a PDF. Close. The only real difference between a PDF and a printed drawing on paper is that at this process, where usually you would click OK, and of course you'd hear the plotter kick up and would print out your drawing, I'll click OK, and it'll ask me where do you want to save your file. And that is the PDF, right? So this is my folder. I will say floor plan contact 1110. And save. And there's my PDF drawing, complete with line weights, and ready to be sent. So that is creating a PDF, and also a very quick recap of how you create the plot style and modify the plot style properties.